Hey guys, welcome back to Santosh Nexus channel. In our previous session, we discussed VLOOKUP and as well as HLOOKUP. Today, we are going to dive into XLOOKUP and index and match. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Before we begin the session, I want to mention that the version of Excel I'm using is MS Excel 2019 Home and Student. So which doesn't support XLOOKUP. So I will be explaining orally like how it works and the differences, and the supported version of XLOOKUP is MS Excel 2021 and as well as Microsoft 365. So before like without wasting any time, let's get started. So what do you mean by XLOOKUP? XLOOKUP is a more powerful lookup function and also flexible lookup function compared to VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So it works both vertically and horizontally, unlike VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, and also does not require a column or row index number in XLOOKUP, and also it can return exact matches only. Like here, no need for true or false like VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Just it returns exact matches only, and also it supports default values for missing data, and it searches from top to bottom or bottom to top. This is why the XLOOKUP is flexible compared to VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So now let's take a look at the syntax. The basic syntax of XLOOKUP is like first we need to write equals to XLOOKUP and then open the bracket. In this, there are few arguments, like first we need to give lookup value and then lookup array and then return array and if not found, match mode, search mode. These three things, if not found, match mode, search mode, are optional things. Like whenever the needed, then we will use these optional things. So what do you mean by lookup value? As I said earlier, the value we are searching for. What do you mean by lookup array? The range where the lookup value is searched, then that range we need to give in this lookup array. What do you mean by return array? We need to give the range from which the result is returned. And when we use this if not found, like when there is no return, like if nothing is found, then we should give not found. And here we have another argument, that is match mode. Here there are some numbers, like when we give 0, then we are saying to Excel that give exact match. Like when we give -1, then we are giving that we need the Excel need to give next smaller number. Like if we give 1, then Excel will give next larger number, and if we give 2, then it is useful in wildcard search. So and also what do you mean by search mode? Like there are two things, like 1 and -1. If you use 1, then it will search top to bottom, and if you use -1, then it searches bottom to top search. So in this way this argument works. Now let us see some examples, like why XLOOKUP is better than VLOOKUP. So let us take a scenario that find an employee salary based on employee ID. So in this case, let us understand first how VLOOKUP can achieve this. In order to achieve VLOOKUP, first we need to write equals to and then VLOOKUP and then open the bracket, and then we can see the syntax here. Lookup value, that is what we are searching for, and table array and column index number and range lookup. Lookup value is like I am taking 1 or 2, and then table array, this is the range of the data. I am giving the range of the data, and then comma column index number. Suppose I want Rajesh salary, so I am taking salary, it is in third column, so write 3 and then comma range lookup. Here I am using exact match, so I am taking false. Actually all these things I have said in earlier video, so if you want what is the arguments, then you should must watch previous video and then come back to this video, then you can understand easily what I'm writing here. And then after writing this, you need to click on enter, then you will be getting a Rajesh salary, that is 60,000. So here we need to understand that like first we are writing VLOOKUP and also we are mentioning the lookup column value, and also we are keeping the range, and also we are using column index number, and also we are writing like true or false, that is we are using approximate match or exact match. So all these things we are giving in this syntax, and when we click on enter, then we are getting the output. But however in XLOOKUP we can simplify it a lot, like how XLOOKUP can achieve this. So first we need to write equals to and then we need to write XLOOKUP and then open the bracket. Here the first argument is lookup value, that is what I am searching for, like I am searching for 1 or 2. And then keep comma, and the second argument is in XLOOKUP is lookup array. As I said earlier, what do you mean by lookup array? It is the range, column or row where the lookup value is searched. Okay, my lookup value is searched in this first column and I have to give this range. So I'm clicking on 101 and then drag up to 103. Then the range will be appeared here, and then keep comma. And then now and now we need to give the third argument. The third argument is return array. So what do you mean by return array? We need to give the result like what we are giving output. So we want here salary. So we need to give the range. So here we need salary. So I am giving the salary range. First you need to click on 50,000, and then you need to select up to 70,000. Then drag up to 70,000. Then the range will be appeared here, and then close the bracket. See here how it's simplified compared to VLOOKUP. In VLOOKUP we are writing column index number, and as well as we are writing true or false. Like for exact match we are taking false, and for approximate match we are taking true. But in XLOOKUP there are no such kind of things, and it will be very cleaner approach. So when I click on enter, then it will get 60,000 as an output. Now let's understand how Excel performs and how it gives output. Like when we write this, first it looks for 102 in the range A68 is to A70, then it finds 102, and then it returns the corresponding value from C68 is to C70, and then it returns 60,000 as an output. In this way the whole functionality of XLOOKUP works. But when I click here, when I click enter, here I am getting hash name because my Excel version is not supporting this XLOOKUP, but the version which supports XLOOKUP will give 60,000 as an output. In this way we can achieve the scenario 1 by using XLOOKUP, and it is much better than VLOOKUP. Now let us see example 2, like how to handle missing data by using an XLOOKUP function. So let us take the scenario. Find an employee's department but show not found if ID doesn't exist. Okay, first we need to write similarly we need to write equals to, and then we need to write XLOOKUP, and then we need to open the bracket. As we know, there are some argument in this XLOOKUP. First argument is lookup value. Suppose like the main aim is to get the not found as a result, so I am taking 105 as the employee ID, and then write comma. Now here we need to give the second argument. As we know, the second argument of XLOOKUP is lookup array. So what do you mean by lookup array? The range of lookup search. So my lookup search value starts from 101 and then ends with 103, and then drag up to 103. Then the range will be appeared here, and then you need to write comma again. And then third argument is return array. What do you mean by return array? That like what we are searching, we need to give that range. Suppose I am searching for department. Here the scenario is saying that we need to find an employee department. So we need to give the department range. So click on the HR and drag up to finance. Then the selected range will be appeared here, and then write comma. Now here we need to analyze that there are another 3 arguments and they are optional. Here the fourth argument is like not found. Like here we can see the syntax here. The fourth argument is if not found. So what is this argument? The value to return if nothing is found. Okay. So first it looks for 105. So there is no 105 in this. So it gives not found as an output. So in order to get that in double quotation marks, you need to write not found, and then close double quotation marks. Like here we can ignore the 2 arguments as we don't need that, and they are optional things. So just close the bracket, and when you click on enter, you will be getting not found as an output. But here how Excel thinks. First it searches for 105 in the A78 is to A80 range, and then it thinks that there is no value here, so it directly jumps to 4th argument and it gives not found as a result. In this way the XLOOKUP handles the missing data. But now let us understand the third example, like why XLOOKUP is better than HLOOKUP. So in order to achieve that, let us take a scenario like find the science score of a student in the following example. Okay, like before going to XLOOKUP, let's try how HLOOKUP can achieve this. First we need to write equals to, and then we need to write HLOOKUP, and then open the bracket. Here there are few arguments in this, like first lookup value, table array, row index number, range lookup, same as VLOOKUP, but just we need to give here row index number. So first we need to give the lookup value. Like I'm searching for science marks, like the scenario saying that we need to find the science score of a student. So we need to give the lookup value as a science. As I said earlier, the lookup value should be in the first row itself. In VLOOKUP value it should be in the first column, and in HLOOKUP it should be in the first row. So so my range, like I'm taking the range from name, so it is in first row, and then I'm taking the value science as my lookup value. So I'm taking science and in double quotation marks and keep comma. Here table array, like my array, as I said earlier, in HLOOKUP the table array should start from first row of a lookup value. So I have taken here science as the lookup value, so you need to start from name itself. So if you take the range from A, then it won't work. So take range from name and then drag up to English and drag down, and here is the selected range, and the selected range will be appeared here, B88 is to E90, and then keep comma and then row index number. Suppose as I said earlier, we want the science score of a student. So here I need Santosh, like I need Santosh marks, like Santosh marks of science. So in order to get that, we need to count the row numbers, like I'm taken from name. So this is first row, and this is second row, and the Santosh is third row. So just write 3 here, and then you need to write false because I'm looking for exact match, and then close the bracket, and when you click on enter, you will be getting 88, like Santosh scored 88 marks in science. In this way we can achieve the HLOOKUP. But once in order to get the syntax, just double click on it. Here we can see that first we are writing the target, like lookup value, and then we are giving the range, and also we are giving row index number, and then we are giving the like true or false. So it becoming complex. So in XLOOKUP, it looks very easy. So in order to achieve that, first we need to write equals to XLOOKUP, and then open the bracket. Here the target is science, so just write science, and then enclose the double quotation marks and keep comma. In second argument, we need to give the lookup array. So my lookup range starts from name and then ends with English. So by using shift and right arrow, just drag up to English, then the range will be appeared here, and then keep comma. And the third argument is return array. So here I want similarly I want Santosh marks. So Santosh is in third row. Just click on this and then drag up to 95, and then your range will be appeared here. Your range will be appeared here, B90 is to E90, and then close the bracket. Here when you click on enter, you will be getting 88 as an output. Here you need to know that how XLOOKUP is performing in this table. First, it searches for science in the B88 is to E88 range, and then it finds the science term, and then it chooses the corresponding value from the range B92 is to E90 and prints 88. In this way, the XLOOKUP function works. Now let us understand the example 4. Like what it is saying, we need to find the nearest match. Okay, for this we need to use another argument, that is we need to use match mode. Like when we give -1, then it gives next smaller number. Okay, by using this we can achieve this nearest match example. Okay, let us achieve this by using XLOOKUP syntax. First remove this. Okay, now we should write equals to, and then we need to write XLOOKUP, and then open the bracket. Here first argument is lookup value. Suppose I want to search for 2500, so I am writing 2500, and then write comma, and the second argument is lookup array, and the lookup array is like the range of the lookup search value. My range is like the price, so we need to start with 1000 and end with 4000. Again the range will be appeared here. Similarly write comma. Now the third argument is return array. Similarly the same range we need to take. Again click on 1000 and drag up to 4000, and the range will be appeared here. Now here we can ignore the if not found argument, but I'm giving here, like in double quotation marks we need to give not found, and then close the double quotation marks and then write comma. In this fifth argument, now we need to give the match mode, like we want the nearest match, so we need to give -1. So if we give -1, then it gives a nearest match of 2500. It does not jump into 3000 because it is in the terms of 2000. So it gives 2000 as an output when we write -1. If we write +1, then it gives 3000. In this way, this XLOOKUP value works. So when I close the bracket and when I click on enter, then it gives 2000 as an output. In this way, we can find the nearest match by using XLOOKUP. Now let us see the key advantages of XLOOKUP over VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. First, we need to understand that what do you mean by VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. As I said earlier, VLOOKUP searches in the direction vertical only, and in HLOOKUP it searches in the direction horizontal, but in XLOOKUP it searches both direction. So we can say XLOOKUP is better than VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. And in second scenario, it needs true or false in VLOOKUP. In HLOOKUP also it needs true or false, but in XLOOKUP it takes by default. So here also we can say XLOOKUP is better than VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. And also not only in these two things, and also it can return multiple values, and also it handles data, missing data, and it searches from bottom to top, and also it works with non-adjacent ranges. But VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP can't perform. So by seeing all this, we can conclude that XLOOKUP is far better than VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. And sorry guys, I'm explaining index and match in the next session, as our session timing is extended more than 15 minutes. So today we have covered XLOOKUP and the importance of XLOOKUP, and we have seen the syntax here, and also in example 1 we seen the XLOOKUP is more better than VLOOKUP, and also in example 2 we handle the missing data, and in example 3 I have explained why XLOOKUP is better than HLOOKUP, and in example 4 we find out the nearest match by using XLOOKUP, and we have seen the advantages. And if this video helpful for you, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and in next session I will cover a bit index and match video. Until then, keep practicing. Bye bye.